So guys, 5 essential skills for me that I think any entrepreneur should know up front. And I think if you're already in business, you really check these 5 buckets in your business. You tweak these, you tune these up a little bit. I bet you guys can bump, your sales, your revenues through the roof just by going a deep dive into these 5 areas. Hey guys, checking in, another question I get all the time are, hey Tim, I want to start a business. This is really a lot more from the beginning. So kudos to all of you that are looking at starting a business and asking these tough, deep, very relevant questions before you launch, right? But this is also, don't tune out if you've already got a business and you want to grow it, elevate it, right? Here's the question, Tim, whether I'm starting a business or growing a business, what do you think, based on your almost 30 years of business experience growing, we're doing about $4 million a month now in sales from zero, right? So we can do a lot better and we're working on it, but I'm very proud of what we've created in the organization and the team and the sales figures and the impact, right? In so many ways. So whether I've got that and I'm trying to 2x it, 5x it, 10x or starting the business, what are the essential skills? Like if you could boil it down to a half a dozen things or less, Tim, right? One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, told me, Tim, everything, I don't care what you look at in life, everything from business, family, everything. If you look at something that you deem successful, you can probably boil it down to 5 or 6 things, right? The key fundamentals. So in this question, what are the key elements? What are the key essential skills that you could work on to do better in business as you start to elevate your current business and your teams if everybody was working on these, especially the key lead entrepreneurs if you are in partnership, right? Number 1, without a target, we're never going to hit it. So number 1 has got to be, we've got to get very, very good at clear, definitive goal setting, gang. Okay, you've got to be able to tell me what you want, when you want it by, why you want it so bad, what color it is, how it feels when you touch it, is it cold or hot, like everything about it, you got to be able to define it. It's got to be all consuming, and I wouldn't even say committed to memory because it's not like you try, it's because it's so important. You can clearly define it. Now, some of you right now, that's a key area. You need to stop right here. I mean, watch the video for the next couple, but put a big note to come back here because for many of you, I bet this is an issue. I bet that if you went inside and you worked on yourself a bit here and really examined this, you'd come away with a written list of what it is that you want, why you want it, when you want it, etc. Right? If that was the task you gave yourself. And you came out with that, and then you could just read that and be with that and internalize that so you could communicate that, right? To yourself, to others, and to the universe. All right, number 2, communication. We're doing it right here, right? You can have the best ideas, you can have the best product or service, you can have the best widget, gidget, fidget, okay? Frankly, I don't care if you can't communicate why that is so valuable for someone else, what it's going to do for them. If you can't communicate, and some of you may call that sales, I would just call it communication, right? And nothing bad about sales if that's the business you're in. I am to some degree, but not really, kind of not the way you think about it. I deal with people that come to me and want to know about what I have. So those kind of sales, yes, but that's different than trying to convince that someone needs it. So communication, it's bigger than sales. It's what we're doing right now. It's, can you take an idea and convey it to another human so they get the same picture on the screen of the mind that you have on yours? That's communication. So we could break that down. Hey, what about vocabulary? Could we learn a few new words and phrases? Could we pick up a second language? What could we do with our vocabulary? That's inside of communication. But I'm just talking about the overarching big principle here, communication in general. How are you showing up? How are you communicating and presenting yourself to others? And the better you get at that, the better you're going to do. 3, this is huge. I borrowed this, right? This is words of wisdom. None of this stuff is my own. The whole 100-0 principle. There's a whole book written on it. It's great if you haven't gotten it, okay? So 100-0, what does it mean? You are 100% responsible for everything, and there's 0% that you care about in return from anyone else. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to get results. It means that it's this whole, if it's going to be, it's up to me. It's about, are you taking complete and total personal responsibility for you and the direction of your company? That's it. 100-0. You take 100% of the activity, 100% of the responsibility, 100% of the leadership, and 0% of any excuses, right? No excuses, no but, no nothing, right? Don't be that kind of a person. Complete personal responsibility. I'm telling you, you work on this, you take this on, you will magnify everything you touch, not just your business. Next, what about a basic financial understanding? Should you be able to read a business bank statement? Should you be able to read a P&L? Do you even know what a P&L is? Right? What about quarterly things? What about, not that there are a million things. We need the team of a CPA, a bookkeeper perhaps, a small little team to help with this, but you let them do the day-to-day. But don't ever shift that responsibility. Remember, this comes back to personal responsibility now, right? Many of these are anchored on that. But I would say your basic financial understanding of business financials in terms. Okay, lots of resources, many of them even free out there. And you may know people who would gladly sit down and educate you at no charge, and they'd be thrilled to do it, right? People in your family, your center of influence, etc. All right, and finally, number 5 here. Let's talk about a system or team builder mindset. I've done other videos about this, and again, this topic comes up over and over because it's so pertinent, right? And so integral. If we're going to build a winning business, we're not going to do it ourselves. We need to know we need a team, perhaps a couple of teams, maybe many teams. But at first, we need a small team at least of a couple of people that have our back, that supplement our skill set with skills we don't have, right? And they bring some amazing talent. So that together, this 2 or 3 or more that's gathered, they form this symbiotic organism, this thing that's working together towards the goal of the business to achieve each and everybody's individual goals, right? So we need to be good at building teams, and we need to be good at building systems for those teams to run on. The teams are the train cars, the systems are the track those train cars run on, so that we've got some boundaries, we've got some bumpers, and we stay on point for what that team needs to do. All that comes together and the business drives forward. So you don't have to worry about having all that. Just have the mindset of, I need teams and I need systems, and let's go. Let's figure out what that is for your business. Those things will come to you and the resources will come to you. But you need that mindset walking in, not the maverick, not I'm He-Man or Wonder Woman kind of a thing, right? So guys, 5 essential skills for me that I think any entrepreneur should know up front. And I think if you're already in business, you really check these 5 buckets in your business. You tweak these, you tune these up a little bit. I bet you guys can bump, your sales, your revenues through the roof just by going a deep dive into these 5 areas. Talk soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this content and you want to learn more about fitness and taking yourself to the next level, business and life, look for the link around this video, click through. You can get access to all of our great content. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button.